Man, is Smash 3DS really good. The gameplay, the looks, music, Smash Run, it's just awesome. But none of those would be meaningful without stages to fight on. Many of them are really good, and I can only think of one that I dislike. Unfortunately, a whole third of the stage roster consists of returning stages. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy we got them. I just wish there were a few more original stages. Or Pokefoots. And really, aside from Smash Run and the fact that it's portable, there's nothing that will keep this from being overshadowed by the Wii U version, aside from these stages. As per usual, there are a few rules I want to go over. First, I'm not limiting myself to one stage per franchise, as every stage is built differently with unique qualities, even though I may not have to put two different stages from the same franchise on this list. 2, I have to count the Final Destination form and alternate track of each stage if necessary. Third of all, no returning stages will be on this list. I'll just save them for another one. And lastly, if you loved a stage that wasn't on here or hated a stage that was, just remember, we can all have a difference of opinion. Without further ado, let's get started. Starting off the list is Tormer Island, the stage rev for Animal Crossing New Leaf. While from a gameplay perspective, this stage is nothing truly impressive, it's the little details surrounding it that make it stand out. The stage itself, while on a set layout, randomizes every time a new match is played. There could be 1 to 4 trees depending on what layout it picks. This also affects the docking bay, setting it on the left or right side. Depending on which side the layout chooses, a shark can appear on the other side of the stage, and if I'm being honest with you, there's not really a reason to fight near him, seeing as how he's not a noticeable threat. But enough talk about that, on to how the stage plays. Depending on how many trees you get, you can use them as a second set of platforms to move away from the battleground for a surprise attack. And Cap'n, while his appearance is brief each time, will drag along anyone who is on the boat with him, causing a KO. Yeah, this stage might not have much to it, but it's those little details and that amazing Cap'n theme remix that, in my opinion, make this stage more playable than it would be without them. Funny how the Miis have 2 stages, while the Wii Fit Trainer and the Duck Hunt Duo have none. Well, it's for the best, but I still would've liked the Duck Hunt stage. Although, you're probably expecting a Mii stage here now. You got me. Find Me is the superior Mii stage in my eyes. Sure, Tomodachi Life has that whole Luigi's Mansion gimmick that I like, and the Mii cameos in the background, but Find Me is a bit simpler. Very simple, in fact. From the background to the layout of the stage, it's all very basic. But there is one thing that throws that notion out the window, and that is none other than the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord himself really isn't a threat, but when he uses magic, oh man does it get intense. The remix of his theme really pushes that here. He'll usually roar with a red outline to power up a certain player or two by raising a certain stat. From strength, defense, speed, etc., he has a noticeable effect on whoever he chooses. He's not always a nice guy though, as he can actually lower a stat at any time, and may even drop the giant platform after doing so. There are 2 ways to get rid of him. You can beat him up like any other normal boss character in the game, or you can destroy the cage containing the King Mii. Defeating the Dark Lord forces him away and gives you a benefit, while destroying the cage only chases him away. Yeah, it may be one of the most simplistic stages in the game, but it's still very fun, and that's just what the basis of every Smash stage should be. What? A great Earthbound stage? No, I'm actually serious. This is legitimately the first Earthbound stage that I love, because if I'll be honest with you, 4-side is just not my type of stage. One that's a tad too tiny, and while Newport City... Okay, back to what makes this stage awesome. I gotta say that, unlike Find Me's simplistic background, this stage contrasts greatly in that it's got a pretty touching one. As time goes on, you'll see moments from Mother 1 and Earthbound play throughout the course of every fight. Heck, even the Omega version keeps this. Sweet. Also, I must compliment this stage on its platform layout. Every placement just feels right somehow. And sometimes you can even ride the Dungeon Man across the bottom from time to time. So you're probably asking yourself, if you love this stage so much, then why so low? Well, this stage does have one glaring fault. Or should I say 5? The Flying Men are essentially an extra team member / assist trophy, aiding whoever decides to come into contact with them. Now the smart thing to do would be to immediately knock them off before they can be recruited, but realistically, that almost never happens. Now they wouldn't be such a problem if they were faithful to the source material. In Earthbound, they only take around 3 to 4 hits before dying. In Smash Bros, they have almost as much HP as the normal boss character. They also have crazy knockback, and they're a pain to kill. And no, I'm not putting kill in place of KO, because you literally kill 5 Flying Men. Each one is given a grave, and you have to kill all 5 of them in order for them to leave for good. I normally play 4 stock matches, but how can I win when they have 5 stocks? Well, if they were gone, you would have seen this stage in the top 3, but overall, it still represents Earthbound beautifully. Smiles and Tears, the alternate track of this stage, certainly brings everything together. But I hope that one day, we can finally have that perfect Earthbound stage. Man, was this a huge talking point when originally shown. We had no idea what it was, seeing as how we were only shown at the startup screen. To think that it would be the new Kirby stage. Fascinating. I mean, the hints were clearly there, but that speculation is what got people excited for this stage. And it had to have done something right. Dreamland is a moving stage in the style of Golden Plains. It'll stay stationary for about 30 to 45 seconds before transitioning to a new part, and hold on, I gotta left trigger this real quick. There. As I was saying, after transitioning to a level from Kirby's Dreamland, the stage will play the theme that correlates to that specific level. What I really like about this medley is that it syncs up the song to the stage appearance. It's not on a set loop, and that's an interesting aspect about this stage. It goes through every level of Kirby's Dreamland and compacts it into a really nice package. From Bubbly Clouds to Mount DDD, each stage is a nostalgic trip for me, which is why I even had this stage here in the first place. A downside to this whole thing though is that certain situations can be very hard to KO your opponents, and heck, it can be a pain to maneuver sometimes. Although, you can recreate Brawl in the Family moments. Nostalgic or not, it's a great stage, and I can't play it enough. Hey, an F-Zero stage. Cool. Not to be confused with Mute City is a constant traveling stage. Not a moving stage like 3D Land or Mushrooming Kingdom, a traveling stage, such as Spirit Train. Going back to what this stage is, Mute City is a new F-Zero stage based off of the original F-Zero. And boy, does it recreate it perfectly. The whole style is in 16-bit, like everything. The chorus, the words, platforms, heck, even the vehicles are just mere sprites. Hey look, aboard the platform. The whole stage just captures the essence of F-Zero perfectly. It's fast-paced, the aesthetics are appealing, and it's all very frantic. Both music tracks are Mute City. One is just straight out the original Mute City from the Super Nintendo game, while the other one is a brand new remix, and my favorite out of all the Mute City remixes. So, negatives. Well, there isn't much. Falling off and landing on the moving track is a pain, but there's always enough platform to fight on, making it a rare occurrence. Save edge guarding because there are no edges. The only other thing I could think of is, while I do like the aesthetics, I can only see this stage being a lot better if they went out with an all-updated look, but that's just my opinion. While I don't think it's the best Mute City stage ever, I still enjoyed it, and that's what's important here, right? While thinking about my favorite Zelda stage, it was kinda difficult for me to choose between Gerudo Valley and Spirit Train. Not even lying on that one. But since I'm not gonna put two stages on the same spot, I'd honestly take Spirit Train any day of the week. First, let's go over what this stage actually is. Spirit Train is the stage representing Spirit Tracks, and while I don't really care about Spirit Tracks, this stage gives me a good feeling whenever I play it. The stage itself is very fast-paced, involving different types of trains which try to disrupt your battle. After encountering a certain train, the stage will then transition over a few different layouts. From a house, a stack of coal, or maybe just a sporadic layout of platforms, this stage definitely kept me on my toes throughout each and every battle. Also, the track will separate from time to time, but unfortunately I don't have any footage of it, so... oh well. Not to mention, Spirit Train is the only stage to resurrect the feature from Melee's Big Blue, that being a fast-moving track which upon landing will move you off the screen, causing a KO. One thing I must comment on though is this background. It's just beautiful. Sure, it's kinda polygonal and it has PNG trees, but when the 3D is turned on, I don't even notice. From its mountains to its valleys, to the lake you see every once in a while, this feels like more than a 20-second loop, despite not being one. That in itself is an accomplishment. And now I should probably talk about the most well-known detail in this stage, Alfonso. When everyone but Link or Toon Link is fighting, Toon Link will be conducting the train. But when either one of them is present in battle, Alfonso will take Toon Link's place and conduct the train himself. It's just a cool detail on top of an even cooler stage. Best Mario Kart stage or best Mario Kart stage, am I right? No really, it's Desert Mario Circuit. That aside though, Rainbow Road is more like a successor to Melee's Mute City instead of Mario Circuit. I like it. It's a traveling stage, one of the best in fact, having a beautiful environment and an excellent Rainbow Road theme to boot. You travel and stop at many different points, the moon, the bounce pad, that one spinning section, even that flying mode portion near the end. They're all fun, yet hectic places to land. Yeah, some stops are just generic platforms in between the road, but that never lessened my value of this stage. Not to mention, the final destination form changing colors is legitimately cool as well, slowly just transitioning through all the colors of the rainbow. A neat touch. Although, it does look a bit weird just sitting out in space. Aside from that though, it's a colorful, fun stage, and without a doubt, one worth playing. So, Pichuchat is back, kinda, and it is hands down an improvement over the original. If you saw my top 5 Melee and Brawl stages that I wanted to return, man that's a long name, then you know that Pichuchat was my number 3 for the Brawl stages. Maybe it's just because I have an opinion, but I like the original stage quite a lot. Pichuchat 2, however, like I already stated, is a vast improvement over its predecessor. There isn't much to say that I haven't said before, so I'll talk about the big difference of this stage, its transformations. I can honestly tell that the devs had a lot of fun with these. There's escalators, Donkey Kong, pack picks, that one forest scene that sounded way cooler in the pick of the day. They're all very fun. Sure, the tornado transformation is a downer, but every other one I liked. Even the Omega version has a changing background, making it much more interesting than if that detail wasn't there. There's not much beyond that really. Boy, there sure are a lot of spiritual successors in this game, aren't there? We had Spirit Train, the spiritual successor to Big Blue, and Rainbow Road, the spiritual successor to Melee's Mute City. Those are both F-Zero spiritual successors. So, let's have a Pokemon one. How does one approach a stage such as this? I mean, it's basically a sequel to Pokemon Stadium 2, but with a Fire Emblem coat. Arena Ferox is a stage based off of the level with the same name in the hit 3DS game, Fire Emblem Awakening. But, is this better than both Pokemon Stadiums? Well, what I think it boils down to are the transitions. In Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, a few of the transitions just weren't fun to me. In Arena Ferox though, all the new transitions felt very good and there's not a single one that I didn't like. We got hanging platforms, slanted pieces, we even have a Castle Siege portion here. They're not bad places to fight on at all. And this stage has id purpose, one of my all-time favorite final boss themes, so that's a plus. Considering the only other Fire Emblem stage we currently have is Castle Siege, I have to say that this wins me over by a landslide. What can I say? I love simple stages with great designs. When this stage was initially shown off, I was intrigued. Really. I wanted to know how it looked, played, what happened in it, and as soon as I got the game, I played it. And I fell in love with it immediately. That stage is none other than the Unova Pokemon League, or N's Castle. So, is it N's Castle or the Unova Pokemon League? Well, End's Castle is easier to say, and it is the main draw, so for continuity's sake, I'll refer to it as such from now on. So, End's Castle. What an amazing stage. Its visuals are probably some of the best I've seen in a Smash game. The main center of the entire stage takes place at the top of the league, right before facing Alder in black and white. It won't stay like that forever though, as the cloudy background and dark mountains are soon obscured by End's Castle, and a whole new set of platforms come in from the sides. It's all very Spear Pillar-esque, and it has that dark tone found within the black and white games. What also screams Spear Pillar is the appearance of rare and mysterious Pokemon in the background. The box art legendaries Reshiram and Zekrom are by far the most interesting part of this stage. Reshiram's fire is very inconsistent when compared to Koyun from the Gerudo Valley stage, in that it can be anywhere. I'm not joking, it could even be in the pits on the bottom. What I hate about him though is the fact that he can juggle you. Now it's not as bad as getting stuck in Gerudo Valley, but if the stairways are gone, then you have to be very lucky to not get hit. When Zekrom appears, he'll move the battlefield with his mighty thunder. The attack can also hit unsuspecting rivals if they're too slow. Now while Zekrom's attacks themselves are bad, it can be very upsetting when you try to get to that platform. Then he's all like, Psych! That's just not cool, man. Milotic, Shaman, and Whimsicott all appear as well, but the more important question is, do they float?
Oh yes, they float.
In the end, this is the stage that I keep coming back to. The music is excellent, the stage is beautiful yet epic, and is definitely my favorite stage in Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. Alright, that'll wrap up this video, but like always, I have a question. What's your favorite stage in Smash 3DS, and why? Leave a comment down below, and until next time, take care.